defenders, I think, it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on, Ian. Now, like you can see with the scoreline, I've just finished doing my watch along. United have equalised, sorry, with Anthony and that. Everton stinking up the place. But, people, Arsenal 3, Liverpool 2. Now, again, we've done our job. Fantastic performance, really and truly. When we remove the emotion, it's numerous things we need to improve upon. The game could have went either way. Obviously, in football, there's only 3 eventualities. You either win, lose, and draw. And I think all of those possibilities could have happened for both teams, and neither team would have any complaints. It was a 5-goal thriller. This is why it's the most highest scoring fixture in Premier League history. And there's many things us and Liverpool need to work on. But speaking about purely Arsenal, the first thing first is 3 points. Claim the 3 points, deal with what could have been better. You know, if I start with, let's start with, I feel the ugly before we talk about other things. The ugly, I feel we, in the first half after scoring, we probably sat back a bit too much, tried to do the counter-attack thing a bit too much, allowed Liverpool to transition from defence to attack a bit too much after a blistering start. Obviously, you know, we took the lead and we showed good resilience to get back in the game, but we didn't hold on to the leads too long. I feel definitely where Firmino's goal is, on the top of when Firmino's goal came into it. I think, you know, if I'm really harsh, we could have been clinical because we could have conceded a lot more. We could have scored a lot more. And, you know, Liverpool really didn't have that many chances at points in the game, and they took them, and you saw why they've got quality players. Obviously, we've got to cut the individual mistakes out, like Gabriel. You know, he had a good game, and you're not just blaming him, you know, because it's transitions, you know. Their goal has come from a throw-in, and we've seen that a lot. Trent has hit it to the other side. Darwin Núñez made a great run, as has Luis Diaz. No one's tracking runners. Saliba is ball-watching and is probably over-covering. Gabriel's positioning is terrible. He hasn't followed Darwin Núñez in the aftermath, and he hasn't dealt with the initial threat. It's coming on his right-hand side. He's just swung at it. Gabriel's, in my opinion, played the key role, but it's a team game sort of thing. And also for Firmino's goal, I don't think Saliba and Xhaka did well. So there's a lot for these young players to improve on. So the caliber of what we gave the goals away, I think we allowed them to grow into the half of the first half after blistering start. We showed good resilience because we scored early, and we scored a good goal at the end of the first half as well. And obviously we got ourselves back in the game. I was impressed with the last half an hour. That looked like we really got it. I think at times we was panicking a bit. We started showing Liverpool a bit too much respect, where we could have, if we stuck to the script we was doing initially, we would have done all right. So that's the things I feel could have been improved on. You know, really, you know, we are an improved defensive side. We're not necessarily a good defensive side with these habits that we have and the goals that we concede at times. But we showed resilience. We didn't give up, whether there was mistakes or people not taking chances or whatever. We rallied the troops. We kept going, and that's been a good thing. We rid off the energy of the home crowd. We started October in a great way. We've had 2 games this week, which have been a big test physically, and we've done that, and we've got the same again against a lead side away from home. We've got to keep doing that. Obviously, you know, you've seen currently United are drawing 1-1 with Everton, Chelsea 1, Spurs 1. You get it. We're taking points off Liverpool. We're all fighting for top 4. Obviously, I would love to see Arsenal do beyond that. Lovely to be top of the league. You know, I didn't really agree with the fanfare that people were making with Tomiyasu playing left back. Arteta talks about his adaptability, and he pocketed Salah. Same way Trent Alexander-Arnold, got savaged by Martinelli. We even in the build up to the goal, man. You know, it all came from Trent's side, and that's something that Liverpool have to thingy. I felt early on, before we started allowing them back in the game, only Thiago was showing, and their centre backs were just going wide. And at a point, they were just trying to pop it over Ben White's head, and Ben White did bloody fantastic today. Everyone did well. Partey in the second half, Xhaka in the second half, Jesus Spartan, Tomiyasu Spartan, Martinelli crazy, Sakanelli basically. It was all wavy, Saka quality. I think Odegaard faded, but quality. A game like this, and you just have to get the result. I can't ask more from anyone. Even the ref tried to shake us. We did well to get the pen. Don't know why the ref tried to zang us, as well with that amount of added on time. You know, Jesus, amazing. Unfortunately, he couldn't score. You know, how his body was in the trenches for us. We prayed for a player like him. So, yeah, there was many things we could have done better, man. You know, we was a bit booky, if I'm honest with you. The thing I take most precedent from is Klopp made some very last 20, 30 minutes to go. I don't know all the factors behind it, but he looked like, okay, cool, we just need a draw now. Like, I've never seen Klopp against Arsenal anyways that conservative. So it was lovely to lock up Jota. Lovely to lock up Salah. We had to give Nunes his second goal in the Prem, but it is what it is. Lovely to win, Maybe listening to that, you never walk alone stuff in training works for Arteta, man. It's lovely, really. And again, we need to get to a scenario where we're not necessarily shocked by the level of performance we've put in, but it's lovely. We're going into games and, United, we weren't good enough because we lost, but we weren't terrible. There was aspects we could have done better. Spurs game, we did what we needed to do. Liverpool's a different test, and for once, it's nice we're never going to keep a clean sheet, even if we were winning today. And you did feel we needed it, as dumb as it is, we just simply needed to outscore them. But yeah, man, it's nice to win. It's nice to not, well, Firmino scored, but it's nice to keep Jota quiet. It's nice to not let the stat pad in. It's nice, Liverpool are still searching for an away win. They were probably trying to turn their season around against a team that they batter and bruise. I'd love to do this at Anfield, It's nice to finally, I don't want to say put an end to that run because we were due a win, but it's nice to finally put an end to that sort of run. Definitely a penalty, Timiskas had a good game, but the ref was a bit reluctant to bring them cards out. There was a bit of a time where our press was a bit disorganized and disjointed, and we did show a lack of, probably too much respect for them. Don't think we followed runners enough, but we managed the game well, really. There's clearly a lot we need to work on. Both teams, there's 5 goals conceded. I think we was leaving a lot of gaps at a period, but I've got nothing but praise for these boys. Mentality, spirit, fight, riding off the, the home crowd. Gomez is getting a yellow and time wasting. When the hell have we seen this? Many things we can improve. But let's take the good and make it great. Let's obviously improve, because sometimes we might not get this, really. It might go the other way. This game could have went left and it could have been 3-2 Liverpool, and we could have sat there and said, boy, this and that. Fundamentally, we keep our good run going. It's another top 6 game where we've played well. We were Spartans today. Thing I like, mistakes happen this season. We keep going. There is a new mentality. We need to keep going so that this becomes a minimal at the club, and we need to show this in January, in May. But there's a resilience for whatever reason. There's togetherness. The gaffer's showing togetherness with these players. There's good link-ups being created on the pitch. Again, Martinelli, Saka as well. I think Saka scored against all the top 6. Martinelli, Saka, maybe not. It's not a Saliba hype job today, but he's showing why these men need more zeros on their contract. Simple as that, And he's showing why we need to get these guys tied down. And I think Arsenal, if we could just get some more depth in this team, we could be lit. I'm not going to lie. I don't think Gabriel should be dropped, but could you play Tomiyasu centre-back and bring in Tierney again, or Zinchenko? Because we are getting to that. Or Tomiyasu go back to right-back and then Ben White goes centre-back. It is looking like, because for me, I'll never get onto players for making mistakes. And as I said, the mistakes Gabriel has made this season, bar the Fulham one, hasn't been off his own accord, but they're too frequent and they seem to be happening in big games. Not to put a downer on it, because man to a man, we did well, even towards the end of the game. And even Gabriel had a good game. He just let himself down. Everyone had a good game today, I feel. Some better than others. It could have went another way, but it is what it is. We take this game and we move people. So yeah, Arsenal 3, Liverpool 2. That's all I've got to say. Now, we enjoy it, but come tomorrow, Monday morning, we haven't accomplished anything. We focus on the return game against Clint and a tough Leeds game, because every games like this was high intensity. Apparently, it takes you 48 hours to recover. These games are, there's a lot of games in a small squad. So we're going to have to mitigate against this. We still, Southampton, Nottingham Forest, Leeds, these are not easy games. It's a tough period from now to the end of the year, coming into that January period. So we need to keep going, because we are going to drop points. But the moment we keep riding off this momentum, it's all about the platform we fall on. Remember, we only finished out the top 4 by 2 points. Fine margins, folks. So that's all I've got to say. Credit to us, man. Even Xhaka when he's trying to fight Henderson and that. But yeah, man, that's all I've got to say. Appreciative to you lot watching. Any talking points, please comment, and the rest of it. You lot enjoy what's ever left of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Subscribe, hit the like button, turn on your notifications. God bless you all. I'm out. Come on, Arsenal. Shout out Mikel as well.
There's always just that active and defending. I think it's like